Yes. All right. And we are live. Hopefully, we get some people on in here to get some confirmation. But, like always, you guys, we are Godzilla Fan Freaks. Thank you for joining me live for Kaiju Chill O'Clock, episode 67. Hopefully, we get some people to chime on in here. Again, this is why I always tell people atomic blast that notification bell. I kind of stopped doing all the reminder posts just because my feeds on all the socials and stuff were just becoming redundant and just like, reminder, this, that, MST 10 a.m., whatever. And it was just, it just like that's all my feed on my socials was just reminders for Kaiju Chill O'Clock. And it just didn't look right, especially like on Instagram, especially on Facebook. So again, atomic blast that notification bell. That way you do get notified when I go live. I do always plan to go live like on Saturdays, like we are now. But you won't know unless you get that notification. But I'm not going to be doing any reminders or like any posts like, hey, Kaiju Chill O'Clock this Saturday, just because things have been up and down, and I haven't always been able to go live. And so it's just going to be like when Kaiju Chill O'Clock happens, it happens. And if we get people on in here, we're going to get people on in here. We did have one person on in here, but then they dipped out. Hopefully they come back. Hopefully we get some others on in here again. Share around, let people know we are live. Kaiju Chill O'Clock is where just all of you, anyone who comes in can sit down with me. We can hang out together, talk about any, hot topics that are going on, kaiju news, figures, etc. Just all that good stuff and just have a good old fun time. I didn't really have anything planned. Again, it is episode 67, and I've just been kind of keeping a theme with Kaiju Chill O'Clock as of lately. Since kind of getting it back up and started. So, like last episode was episode 66. We watched Ebirah, Horror of the Deep. Now that this one is 67, we are on to Son of Godzilla, which I have on in the background out in the media room. So I just have that for some background noise. You guys probably won't be able to hear it though. Something else that I'm going to be doing today, kind of periodically on and off. Bobby Reynolds, what's going on, man? I'm actually going to be building a model kit today. I don't know if I'll get it done entirely on stream, but I am going to be working on the Masked Rider, Common Rider, Kuga Ultimate Form model kit, figurized standard model kit from Bandai. So that is what I got going on in front of me. I've already clipped some pieces, going to be clipping on some more pieces, but please ask questions, anything that's going on. What did you think of Godzilla Day? We just had Godzilla Day this last week. I was on the stream over on the Monster Report with Nick and Chris and Alex from Seismic Toys, and we were just talking a bunch of, Godzilla Day goodness, stuff that's coming up from Seismic Toys. If you don't know, head on over to Kickstarter, search The Last Dinosaur, and if you are a fan of The Last Dinosaur, Seismic Toys has you covered with several different packages you can get that include the figure, plus other, goodies and stuff. You can even get the figure unpainted if you want. You can even get a lot of Last Dinosaur figures if you wanted to. I haven't been able to put my order in for that yet, sadly, just because, life just happens at the right moment. And so it's like I'm getting a new stove/oven today, plus, got to pay the bills, mortgage, all that fun stuff. So it's like I'm not going to be able to put in my order for the Last Dinosaur figure until like later this month, which it's up on Kickstarter for only 29 days, if I'm getting that right. And it's already fully funded. It was already fully funded within 12 hours. And they've already reached their first, tier list. Every figure is going to come with a polar borer, so that's going to be really cool. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to get my order in for that until like later this month in a couple weeks. So I'm going to have to miss that early bird pricing. But hey, you know what? It's okay. But Bobby Reynolds said Godzilla Day was fun. Godzilla Day was fun. There was fun for me was like a very mediocre. Godzilla Day didn't seem like it had a very good impact this year, or was that just me? It might have been just me because again, I was at work, I had to go to work the next day. I couldn't stay up till 2 a.m. or whatever it was to watch everything that was going on over in Japan. Just to talk about the Godzilla Day short a little bit, why I clip some more model pieces and everything like that. But man, Godzilla Day just, I don't know. It didn't swing with me very well. Like there wasn't a lot of crazy drops. I mean, again, you had the last dinosaur from Seismic Toys thing that was going on and coming up a little later in the week, a couple days after. But it's like really, I didn't even pick up a whole heck of a lot just because again, budget's kind of tight right now. So like my Godzilla Day buys were down to like two things. I ended up getting the Space Godzilla t-shirt from Ghost X Ghost. I have that on order. And then I ended up pre-ordering the Giant Condor Bandai from the Godzilla store. Couldn't resist not picking up the Giant Condor. It's just great that thing won the vote and they actually made that into a figure. And from what I've seen, because it's already out in Japan, it looks pretty good. So excited to add another Giant Condor to the collection because I only ever have the other one that came with the X Plus set of the sea monster right here. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, Godzilla Day was just kind of bland for me. The short, I didn't really like the short. You know, it was cool to see the Godzilla 2000 suit revamped, refurbished, you know, especially with like the burning effect pieces. But it's like even some of those shots, it looked weird to me. And a few days later, I guess it's coming out that Toho ended up using like some AI technology in the short to, you know, help put it all together. And of course, you know, a lot of fans are upset about that. They're uproar about it. I want to say I would be a little bit more upset about it if the short actually had more of an impact and was a little bit better. Again, to me, the short, I might ruffle feathers with that. I'm sorry if you disagree. Just my opinion. The short was very straightforward, basic, Godzilla destruction. It didn't really have anything going for it. We all knew that the Burning Godzilla 2000 was coming because they already teased that, you know, for Godzilla Day a week or so or however many days before actual Godzilla Day. So it's like, spoiler alert, we already knew it was going to happen. But it, like seeing it in motion, it was cool. But man, it just didn't have an impact. Like it really wasn't anything that was like, oh, what? That was cool, you know? Considering from the other shorts that we had. You know, I'm glad that they did away with the raggedy Final Wars suit. That thing needed to go away. You know, I don't like Final Wars in general. But, you know, the shorts from the last few years, you know, the Hedra short, the Jet Jaguar short, the Gigan short, you know, all those shorts, like, those were cool. Those were awesomely, but, like, this one, it was lacking. Like, I found myself, like, not really wanting to watch it because I was like, it's cool to see Godzilla 2000 again, and I prefer that over the Final War suit. And the burning stuff was cool, but again, just some of those things, I know it looked off to me, so I'm not surprised that they used AI. I'm not surprised that some of that was, you know, certainly, you know, animated different. Because you can tell that some of those shots were animated, enhanced, AI enhanced, and it just took away from it. But again, I'd be more upset about that if the short was like actually like had some like mind-blowing stuff in it. There was another kaiju teased at the end. There was actually somebody who commented on the Facebook page earlier this morning and was like, I don't think it's Ghidorah. I think it is Ghidorah. It looked like kind of a Ghidorah type thing. It kind of had a Ghidorah type sound. And that's another thing. If it's Ghidorah again, oh my God, let Ghidorah rest. Like, give it a break. Like, you know, we always see Godzilla. That's a given because that Godzilla's the star. He's the Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's the Bruce Willis. He's the Sylvester Stallone. He's what you go to see the movie for. We all love Godzilla. But it's like some of these other kaiju, oh, it just gets so old. Like, is anyone else tired of seeing Ghidorah, Mothra, Rodan even? It's just like, you know, you get tired of it. They have this whole library of kaiju, and they only stick to, like, the big four. And it's just like, no, the big four or even the big five, you know, because even Mechagodzilla can get stale at sometimes. But it's like all these kaiju are so stale at this point. Jet Jaguar was cool to see, you know, in the short. Gigan was cool to see in that short. Hedra was cool to see. And, of course, they were doing it for the anniversary of those films. Of course, you know, 2025 here, I mean, man, like, Titanosaurus had his anniversary this year. Have you seen anything? No. King Caesar barely got anything the previous year. Like they came out with a couple figures, but it's like those. Like I love King Caesar, you know, especially Showa. Final Wars can go. You know, needs to take a bath. They need to redo that suit because it looked horrible. But it's like Showa King Caesar. Man, they dropped the ball with him. He didn't even get hardly anything last year, and the figures that did come out of him, it was like junk. And it was just like a very limited range of collectors who were probably going to get that. Myself, I didn't even get them. But Titanosaurus didn't get anything this year. What's up with that? Like, come on. Like, I would even, again, even though I said Mechagodzilla sometimes gets stale sometimes, again, something even with Mechagodzilla or Mechagodzilla and Titanosaurus, you know, because again, this year's the anniversary of Terror Mechagodzilla. They didn't do anything. And again, it's just like, what are you going to use? You know, like, stop. Jesus. Sorry, my dog just decided to get the zoomies and, like, hit my cord. Sorry about that, everybody. Oh, my goodness. My tripod is now suffering. Relax. Oh, my goodness. Where did the plug even go for this? All right, hang on, guys. I'm off camera for a second. Technical difficulties because Frenchie decided to, my French Bulldog decided to just go nuts and have zoomies all of a sudden. Give me a second. Technical difficulties. Okay. Hey, come on. Okay. Okay. Now if I can find that plug box, where the heck did that fly off to? Because I had my cord plugged into the wall, and I guess maybe that's my fault, but I like to keep my camera charged so it doesn't, my battery doesn't die on me. Let me see if I can find this plug box. Where the hell did it go? It like vanished into oblivion. It couldn't have gone that far. What the heck? All right, whatever. I'm not going to waste time with it. Hit a like for Iggy running the zoomies on stream there and totally just mangling my setup, kind of. Let's see. Bobby Reynolds, I saw the first two Dirty Harry movies, like them. I mean, Dirty Harry, those are classic movies. You can't go wrong with Clint Eastwood. We got 3 people on in here. Again, Atomic Blast, that like button. Helps out the channel a lot. Just talking some Godzilla Day stuff and building some, not Kaiju model kits, but Kamen Rider model kit here on stream. But just talking a little bit Godzilla Day and stuff like that. And just getting my thoughts, you know, even though I got some of those out, I don't know where that charging box flew off to. It literally just vanished. Hang on, guys. I'm still going to try to find it because I'd like to get that plugged back in. That is so weird. You wouldn't think that that would have like disappeared like that. I'm literally looking everywhere it could have went. What the heck? That is so weird. Okay, this was here. Where the heck did it go? All right, well, I'm not going to waste time with that. I already said I wasn't going to waste time with that, but it's got me. Now my focus is like, oh, my battery. Anyway, but yeah, those are my thoughts on the Godzilla Day short. It was just meh. Like, Godzilla Day for me was just meh. There wasn't really anything seriously drops, which is actually good because it didn't really, like, force me to be like, oh, it didn't hurt my wallet, so to say. You know, Godzilla Day for, I want to say, like, maybe even the last, like, 2-3 years has been kind of big, and it's like I've gotten some posters and some other things, spent a little bit more moolah, but this year I didn't even spend $100. I didn't even spend, let's see, the Giant Condor after taxes and shipping and stuff like that was like 30. And then the Ghost X Ghost t-shirt, I actually got a discount on that. That was like another, I didn't even spend like barely $70 for Godzilla Day. So that's a good thing. But yeah, Godzilla Day just, I don't know. For me, it was very mediocre. There wasn't anything that was like mind-blowing. Again, the short again was just disappointing. Again, where's Titanosaurus love? You know, again, I'm not even just saying that because I'm a Titanosaurus fan, but there was nothing for Terror of Mechagodzilla or any type of thing. It's like Toho was on that route to where it's like they were celebrating Hedra, they celebrated Gigan, they celebrated Jet Jaguar, you know, from Godzilla vs. Megalon. Granted, Megalon didn't get really a lot, but it was just like I would have loved to see that have kept going, because it just would have been cool to see, you know, something Titanosaurus, something new. I don't know, but I don't know. That's just me. I feel like they've just been dropping the ball. But other than that, yeah. Let me get back to clipping some of these pieces. Let's see here. Bobby Reynolds. Toho should make a TV show or a miniseries of Godzilla and other monsters using those suits. It should be a weekly, not yearly thing. Yeah, that would be cool. That is a very cool suggestion. But just the way that Toho seems to be going now, I don't think we're really going to get that very much. I think we're just going to have to deal with the yearly shorts. You know, Tokusatsu and Suitmation, that's really all the time that they're really going to dedicate to that, is just going to be those shorts every year, I feel like. We're never going to see a full Tokusatsu, you know, Suitmation Godzilla movie or something ever again. You know, it's you know, now we got Godzilla Minus Zero coming out, which again, I even talked about that on the Monster Report stream that we did for Godzilla Day. That was on Wednesday. Again, if you didn't watch that stream, go head on over to the Monster Report. Check that stream out. You'll get a little bit more there. But, man, it's like people are just speculating Hedra, and it's like, I love Hedra. You know, if it ends up being Hedra, great. But it's like, everybody picks things apart too early, and that just irks me. It's like, let it cook, okay? Kim, sometimes when I go to ReptileCon, I'm fully expecting to buy more reptiles, and I always get disappointed when I come back empty-handed. You know, that's another thing. You know, you go to any type of con, whether it's a reptile con, you know, which, you know, Kim goes to and buys a bunch of reptiles and stuff from. It's and you don't find anything. It's that disappointment feeling to where it's like, is this worth it anymore? But yeah, Godzilla Day was just really lacking in my opinion. And Kim, thanks for chiming in on the stream. Appreciate you. But I'm going to get back to some model kits here. And that's what I have on my list today, is I'm going to be building the Kamen Rider Kuga Ultimate Form Figurized Standard Model Kit from Bandai. I don't know if I'll get it completely done on stream here, but again, guys, ask questions, keep the conversation going. I'll check in on the chat every now and then. Multitasking something like doing a stream and building a model kit, this is a first for me. So we'll see how it goes. But the way I do it, I'll talk about my process for model kits, is I have the pages that I'm building, or not the pages, but the pages for the figure that I'm building opened up here. And what I like to do is I like to go through the list of the parts, I clip them all out, I place them on the sheet where they are, and then once I get that sheet filled out, then I go back, start clipping and putting everything together. That's the easiest and most efficient way that I can give advice for if you want to get into like these model kits, like whether it's Gundam or the Kamen Rider ones here. That is my advice, to do this method because it's the most efficient way. But thank you all again for being here. Just talking about all different kinds of kaiju news. What did anyone else buy anything for Godzilla Day? Did you guys pick anything up from the Godzilla store, Ghost X Ghost, any of the other websites? Anybody pick up any of the Cavity Colors t-shirts that they did for Zilla? You know, I actually thought about it, but then that really niche Godzilla fan came out in me, and then I was like, I can't afford to support Zilla because, granted, they renamed the Kaiju Zilla, but Zilla is still Godzilla 98 with Matthew Broderick. Absolutely hate it. I can't stand it. Um, and then, of course, the only other thing Zilla was featured in was Godzilla Final Wars, which you guys know how I feel about that movie. That movie is garbage. So the artwork was cool. The tie-dye t-shirt was really cool, but I was like, I just can't. I can't. I don't like Zilla that much. So passed on that. But let me know if you guys picked up anything, and don't mind me while I look for pieces I need to clip here. Let's see, I need a 24 here. And then as I get all these things put together, I'll show you them on camera, basically, on how all that's going to work. Let's see, I need a 28. And again, since this is Kaiju Chill O'Clock, episode 67, I do have Son of Godzilla on in the background because Son of Godzilla was 1967 when it came out. So just keeping that theme of the year of the whatever year Godzilla movie incorporated with the episodes. And of course, we can only do that up to a certain point. But just for something, familiar for all of that. But don't let it be dead air, guys. Ask questions, keep the conversation going, talk amongst each other. This isn't just for me. This is for anybody in the chat to connect, ask talk Godzilla kaiju stuff, whatever, But let's see, what else can I talk about? Seismic Toys. Seismic Toys is actually not that far away from me right now. They are up in Las Vegas. And yeah. What the heck is that piece? That must be something different. Okay. But yeah, Seismic Toys is actually up in Las Vegas at Designer Con, which is kind of like a big toy convention. You got all these different companies that are set up there, unveiling, stuff that's going to be coming out at the end of the year here, maybe beginning of next year, middle of next year. You get basically your first look and jab at all that stuff. But yeah, so I really wish, because I'm bad at staying in the loop of a lot of those things, but man, if I knew that Designer Con was like this weekend, I maybe even could have planned something to even head up to Vegas, and I could have talked with Chris and Alex in person, even though we just talked on Wednesday on the Monster Report stream and everything like that. But hope those guys do well at Designer Con. I hope they get a lot of eyes. I hope they get a lot more orders and everything for their Last Dinosaur project from this. I mean, all the publicity is good for them. And I love seeing companies like Seismic Toys succeed. Titanic Creations succeed. Those are the ones that deserve it. Tamashii Nations, Bandai, and, even Mondo and some of those others, man, they don't deserve us as customers. They are just so, I don't know, they've lost their way. You know what I mean? They have cool products, but sometimes the quality control's bad. Sometimes other things, and it's just like, I want to support these other companies that actually care about us, the consumer. They just don't care about the almighty dollar that they make. Granted, yes, everybody needs to make their cut, but again, you want more on all of that, check out my older videos talking about, why do these companies hate us, the customer? And then you can't make this stuff up because, again, they just keep doing stuff and it just doesn't make sense to me. All right, I need A14 and A13. Yeah, this model kit's probably going to take me a minute because I don't want to leave you guys with dead air necessarily. And I got to pay attention to what I'm clipping to where I clip the right part. Sounds like we got Kamacuras on the screen in the background. Let's see. There's A13. I'm not a huge fan of Son of Godzilla. I don't know if there are, there are people out there who really do like Son of Godzilla. It's not my favorite Godzilla movie. I actually don't mind the Godzilla suit. I know the Godzilla suit itself gets a lot of hate, but I actually don't mind the Godzilla suit. Like, for the movie and what it is, it makes sense. You know? Let's see. No other comments or questions so far. I just wanted to check the live chat really quick. But, yeah, thank you all for being here who are here. Atomic Blast that like button. Helps me out a lot. Helps out the show. And thank you for being here. And hopefully this isn't a very boring Kaiju Chill O'Clock, because we are about almost 26 minutes in and kind of already talked about Godzilla Day a little bit. Talked about some Seismic Toy stuff. But again, yeah, they're up at DesignerCon. And one of these years I might make a point to, if DesignerCon, I think it is always in Vegas. Again, I just always space it for some reason. But I got to stay more in the loop with that stuff, because I'd like to go to that one of these days. I think that would be something really fun to go to. I'd always like to make it to the big Comic-Con in San Diego one of these years. But, that's getting to those places sometimes can be expensive, San Diego Comic-Con, aren't tickets like ridiculous and stuff like that? That's why Tucson Comic-Con is awesome. Bobby Reynolds, have I heard of the Toku Professor on YouTube? Kind of rings a bell. I might have seen one or two of his videos in the past. But I can't say that, yes, I know who that is. But the name kind of rings a bell. Let's see here. I need a different runner. I need where do I want to start here? D23. I'm watching the English dubbed for Son of Godzilla because, again, that's what I grew up with. I can watch the movies either which way. I can watch them dubbed or I can watch them subtitled. It really doesn't matter to me, but sometimes I do have a preference. Growing up with a lot of these movies on VHS or even like on TNT Monster Vision or, just TV, and then recorded them on VHS and stuff like that, it was always the dub. And so sometimes that's how I always like to watch these movies, is with the dub. Let's see, I need D24. I think this Kamen Rider Kuga is going to look really, really cool. I still need Kamen Rider Kuga, the white form, and then I need the blue form, which is his dragon form, to complete my Kuga lineup of transformations and everything. But this will be a cool one to finish. Let's see, I need D20, 27 and 28. Those are these pieces right here. Sounds like they broke open the egg. I hear little Godzilla whining and crying. I feel like that's another reason maybe this movie's not very appreciated, is because no one really likes Minya. And, I'm not the biggest fan of Minya either, but, hey guys, it was 1967. What do you think they were going to do for a little Godzilla, Bobby Reynolds, I know there's two different English dubs of Son of Godzilla, one VHS and the other DVD. Yeah, because they ended up redoing some of the dubs. On when they did those 50th anniversary DVDs, they weren't the same dub that we grew up with. A lot of these Godzilla movies from the Showa era have different dubs. Why Toho decided to do that, I don't know, because I absolutely despise the newer dub for Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. The guy that talks like this? Why did they dub him that way? That was a horrible choice. Makes your ears bleed. Let's see, now I need F. I love gold. Sorry. Anytime something gold pops up, I have to do my Austin Powers gold member impression. Let's see, I need F12 and F13. Man, these are some tiny pieces we're starting off here. Granted, this is for the body. Let's see, that was F13. Oh, Godzilla's coming ashore. He's angry. There's F12. I need F18. Let me see. F6 is this big piece right here. And don't worry, I'll check questions, popping in. I just figured I'd build a model kit, or, at least start to build a model kit on the live stream today just for something to do. Just because I didn't really have anything planned other than to talk about some Godzilla Day stuff, which we already did. But we can still talk about that if anyone else chimes in and wants to give their piece on Godzilla Day. Feel free. Just because we are done doesn't mean we have to be done with that topic entirely. See, there's F6. Now I need to go back to D34. That looks like a very tiny piece. Oh, it is. D34 is this one right here. That is a tiny, tiny piece. All right. Let me see here. Ooh, all of these are like little tiny panel pieces. D29, D30. And, sometimes these model kits are actually better than like the SH Figure Arts figures, in my opinion. So it's like, if anybody ever wanted to pick up, like Kamen Rider stuff, but maybe sometimes the SH Figure Arts stuff can be a little steep for you, I recommend these Figurized standard model kits from Bandai. Yeah, you got to put the figure together, but that's the fun part. I hear it in the background. It's funny when you've watched Godzilla movies enough, you know exactly what's going on, even though you're not physically watching it. They're playing volleyball, or, they're playing with the little rock right now on the ground. Let's see, there's D31. D32. A lot of people think the ending for Son of Godzilla is kind of sad too, which it's a little sad, but you know what? At the end of the day, they're just hibernating. They survive. It just gets really cold. Sorry, just throw my hand into the camera there. I'm gotta get used to the way that the horizontal, and we gotta keep track of what side my camera's on. Let's see, Bobby Reynolds, would you think the Godzilla shorts can be a full movie if you put them together with some editing? You might need some stuff to like fill in like the connections between them all, but it's a possibility. I mean, they did release the previous shorts are on a Blu-ray that's in Japan. So you can buy all those shorts on a Blu-ray. They're not subtitled, but they're just all Japanese language. But there is that Blu-ray floating around if you wanted to import that. They did come out with them on physical. But, yeah. Let's see, D19, D21. Oh, man, I need all of those. Oh, they're all right here. Man, these are tiny too. All right, I got to focus, you guys. I got to be careful I don't clip the wrong thing, and I got to be careful that I don't necessarily drop any of these pieces. And let's see, I saw Kim ask something. I can't do those kits. Pieces are way too small. I cried trying to put together my Gundam one. They're tough. They are tough. They're challenging, especially if you're not used to it. Now, my thing isn't necessarily the small pieces. My thing are The stickers, the decals, man, those are a pain in the butt. Especially the eyes on the Gundams because they're so small. That's so hard to do. But if you ever wanted to try one again, Kim, if we end up having an easy day coming up at work or something like that, I can always bring a model kit in and we can demonstrate a model kit to the members. You know, hey, this is something we can do. You know, this is how you do it. And then this is what it makes. Might be a fun project. See, that was D20, D21, D22, and D33. Yeah, these pieces are very, very small right here. Let's see, I got to make sure I put them over the right area too. So I got to focus, guys, so I apologize for the silence. But again, once I start actually putting things together, I'll show you guys on camera, you know, what it ends up looking like. Of course, now you see what it looks like, you know. All of this turns into a really cool figure. D33. Another small piece here. And again, I'm probably not going to finish this on stream just because I'm finding myself talking a lot and then going back to this. In reality, if I was just focusing on this, I probably would have been like on the next few pages already. But let me see, D26, D25, those are these pieces right here. And I gotta check you guys' chat. Let's see, Kim said absolutely, that would be fun. And then Bobby Reynolds, would it be confusing if Toho used all the Godzilla for different TV shows, movies? Like one show has Godzilla 2000 and then Godzilla 2002 to 03 is in a different Godzilla. It might be confusing just because, again, it would have to be really clear that those are like all separate things and like different Godzillas and not all the same, if that makes sense. I feel like it would be confusing that way. And again, it's like, it's things like that if Toho has too many things going on, again, you know, for instance, it's like, look at Legendary Godzilla, then Godzilla -1 and all that attention and stuff like that. There's a lot of new people that are, you know, a lot of new fans, I want to say, you know, new people who are Godzilla fans who, like, there was all of that stuff coming in, like, in the last 2 years. And I feel like there were people that were like, wait, this isn't the same thing. These are different. Like, you know, how is this connected type thing? And then you have to basically kind of have to sit them down and be like, okay, this is how it is. So I feel like some fans, you know, new fans, especially if they're young on the younger side, might be confused even today with everything that's going on. So my advice, Bobby Reynolds, is just stick to like one thing. You know, if you start doing too many things, yes, that is going to cause confusion. Let's see, I need D18. I think that's the last piece I need on this runner for now. And then I gotta go back to the F runner. So let me set that right here. Hopefully, again, I gotta watch for my battery life. Hopefully it doesn't die too quickly. I don't know where that charging box flew out of the wall, because again, my French Bulldog Iggy, if you're just now tuning into the stream, was doing zoomies, and she was fine because she was in like the other area. And I kind of knew it was coming, but there was nothing I could do to prevent it because she came around this corner. And then, of course, my cord that's plugged into my camera right now, she hit that cord, and man, the charging box flew out of the wall, unplugged from the cord. And yeah, I don't know where that charging box went. It literally went into oblivion. If you've never seen a French Bulldog do zoomies, go ahead and YouTube or Google those videos really quick, and you'll see what I mean. She hit that thing full force, and I don't know where that charging box went. It disintegrated. I don't know. It's around here somewhere. I'm gonna have to look for it after stream, but hopefully my battery does okay. We're about 40 minutes in. I usually run about an hour for Kaiju Chill O'Clock. Hopefully it's been an entertaining show today for those of you who are in here. We got some questions, we got some conversations in the chat, but again, keep all that going. Atomic Blast the like button, please. Really helps out the show. Helps me out. Helps Godzilla fan freaks reach other people. You know what I mean? Because that's all I care about. I love connecting with other fans, sitting down and just talking about all this fun stuff because we all love the same things at the end of the day. Let's see, I need F14 here. Yeah, see, I'm not good at multitasking the model kits and then running a stream. For those that know the YouTuber Jobby the Hong, that is more of his thing. How he's able to do it is beyond me. But for me, I have to like be really hyper focused on one thing or the other. But I'm doing my best. I should at least be able to get the body and the head put together on stream here for you guys. That way you guys can see what this guy's going to look like for the most part. Let me wet my whistle really quick. All right. Now I need a... If I can get this runner to stand... Come on, just lean up. Godzilla, raise your arm. No! I have like everything kind of leaning up and balanced. I need that for the stickers. Okay. Alright. I need to go back to A, and I need A30 and A31. Where the heck are those? There's A. Oh, there they are. Okay, there's A31 and A30. Okay, that is all of the pieces here so far to put together. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Let me go over this page one more time, guys. Okay, I think I got everything snipped. So I'm going to start with the head. See, this has to slide in. Yeah, now that I'm listening to it, I didn't really like the dub that they used for the Criterion for Son of Godzilla. It's a newer dub. It's not as good as the classic dub. They made Reiko her dialogue for this dub really like Tarzan-ish, which doesn't really fit what I grew up with. You know, she could talk normally. But then, like, just now they were talking about, oh, we're going to go back to Japan, and, you know, it's a concrete type jungle, you know, with buildings, not trees. And because she grew up on this island, so she's kind of like, you know, like a Tarzan type person. But it's like, oh, Reiko will go too. It's Reiko too, and it's just like, no, that's cringe. That's not the way I remember those dialogues. Which is funny because, again, if you follow my socials, I just finished... Why is this not plugging in correctly? Or is that plugging in correctly? There we go. No, I think I still need to trim... Need to trim a little bit in here. I might need to get my X-Acto blade. Let me see here. Do I have the piece the right way? Yes. There we go. I just had to get that little piece of kibble out of there. And then this plugs in like so. Sticker time! Luckily I have these very fine needle nose pliers which help with stickers. 100% do. Not a big fan of the donkey noises that they used for Little Godzilla, but you know what? Again, it was 1967. What did they want him to sound like? Whatever. Okay, there's one sticker. Luckily, the eyes for the Kamen Riders are not as bad as the Gundam figures. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Let me get this other eye put in. So as you can see here, putting on those silver eyes, because then this Kuga you can have with either black or red eyes. The red eyes, in my opinion, probably stand out and look better. So that is what I'm going to be putting on him. I have to put on the mouthpiece. And then his little crown. And then bada bing, bada boom. There is the Kamen Rider Kuga Ultimate head. Get my face out so it focuses a little bit better. Very cool. His crown, his horns, or whatever on his head have a few more spikes, which is neat. And then that's it. The head is built. Now on to the body. All right. Let's see here. I gotta make sure these pieces are rotated correctly. All right, that's not the right way. How does that go? No, it has to go that way. Oh, I see. I had that wrong. I had the other piece I was trying to plug into it the wrong way. Just like that. Again, sorry for the silence, guys. I'm just focusing and putting this model kit together here. There we go. And again, I like these model kits. Again, sometimes these are better than the SH Figure Arts. You know, not only are they cheaper, but they're just better as a whole because again, you get the fun of building your action figure. You know what I mean? Okay. Oh, I see how those plug in. This guy has a lot of intricate parts, though, so I have to be very, very careful. This goes like this. Yeah, very intricate parts with all the gold, that is for sure. Okay, that piece is put together. This piece, I have to rotate this way, and then it goes on like this. This should look really cool, though, when it's all said and done. Let's see. Then these two go together. Okay. And then I have this. And does that piece go like that? Yes, it does. And then that slides into here. That slides into that. And then this pops into there. So now that piece is built. Now this little tiny piece, where the heck does that go? Flat piece has to be up. How many people are just looking at the top of my head? Okay, I just dropped that little piece. Where did it go? I had it in my hand and then I dropped it. See, I looked away and that's all it takes. Where'd it go? There it is. All right. That's what I mean, guys. I got to focus, so I apologize again. Okay, that goes... Okay, that pops in like that. That wasn't actually too difficult for as small as that was. Now I got all of these. Pieces. Luckily, everything seems to be going together smoothly. But you can't get too carried away on these model kits. So again, we got 5 people on in here now. Again, sorry if you're just tuning in and seeing the top of my head. I am working on a model kit on stream today. Let's see, what did we talk about? We talked about Godzilla Day. We talked about all other kinds of fun stuff. Seismic Toys, Last Dinosaur. Did anyone put in their order for The Last Dinosaur? Because, man, if you're a fan of that movie, Seismic Toys has you with their hookup. And it looks like it's going to be a fantastic release. I got to wait to put in my order, so I'm not going to get that early bird pricing, but that's okay. You know, you win some, you lose some. You know, just got to deal with real life stuff first, you know? But just bear with me, guys. I'm almost done with this body. Let's see here. Plugs in like so. Let's see, and then you take... Oh, wait a minute. All right, then I need this piece. This piece plugs into that ball joint. And then this plugs into that. And then this that snapped together really nicely. Make sure you have to clean just a little bit more kibble there. Actually, need my X-Acto knife. There we go. Perfect. Safety first. Always put your protective cover back on your X-Acto knife, guys. You do not want to get sliced by that. All right. Now, I just have a few more steps here, guys. Hang on. And then that. Oh, I see. I gotta like go at an angle. Ah, interesting. Okay, cool. That goes like that. And then plug in the ball joint to the neck. Plug the neck in to the body. plug the head into the neck. Make sure everything's all nicely and secured. And boom. Body and head done. Just like that. See how quickly you can put these figures together if you focus? Now I can move on to the next pages, which we're 55 minutes in. We might go a little longer today. Let me see. We got 5 people on in here. Again, you guys, sorry if you're just looking at the top of my forehead there for a second. Let's get into comments and questions. Let's see. Bobby Reynolds, would you do a green and yellow bell alligator crocodile costume and to do like a Togura from War of the Monsters? I mean, if somebody wanted to do that, sure. Me, I don't necessarily have the craft to do a costume 100% from scratch like that. But I mean, it's a good idea. Rich from Wisconsin. I watched The Last Dinosaur. Remember, I saw it back when I was much younger. Heck yeah, dude, it's a classic. You know, you ding dong. You know, I love that line. It's hilarious. If you have not seen The Last Dinosaur, I'm not sure if it's online anywhere to watch. It might be free to watch here on YouTube. I could be wrong. I don't think it is, though. But I do know you can find a DVD, like an official DVD copy of it on Amazon. It's like the WB Archive DVD. You can find it on there. I think it's like 15 or 20 bucks. Which again, if you like that sort of stuff, it's kind of worth it. I'm kind of hoping with everything from Seismic and them getting all this publicity, and especially again being at Designer Con this weekend up in Vegas, who knows? I'm kind of hoping that we actually get an official Blu-ray release for The Last Dinosaur. I think that would be cool. I think it's time to restore it and give it that HD quality treatment for physical media before physical media starts to die out, because I just feel like physical media dies out more and more every year. I heard that Shout Factory, they're kind of trying to get out of the physical media game. They want to just go to their own type of streaming service, which again, you know, if you like Shout Factory stuff and Scream Factory, stuff, now they want to push for a streaming service, which again, you're going to have a monthly fee for and whatever. And it's just like, again, all the different streaming services to watch all these different things, it's basically the same as when cable ended up becoming a thing. You're paying just as much now for all these different streaming services. And for me, it's not worth it. You know, like me and my wife, we watch stuff on streaming. We watch, Netflix mainly. But it's like, physical media is king. Physical media is the way to go. If you have movies that you enjoy, even like TV shows, pick them up on physical. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if all these streaming services will sometimes, remove stuff from their platform, and if you were watching something, now you can't anymore, or you have to go through another streaming service to watch the rest of something or whatever. It's just like, it's a pain in the butt. Nothing can be simple. And it doesn't help when a lot of these companies are making these shows for streaming and they're garbage. Like I heard Alien Earth is really, really bad. And it's like, see, that was like a Hulu thing. And it's like, we don't even have Hulu. But it's like, I wasn't even going to go through Hulu or anything like that. And because it's like Alien Earth, it just was hot garbage. And the only thing me and my wife are interested in, which we're waiting on because they release the episodes, I think, every week. And we're just going to wait till we can go through like a free trial type thing, because we can do that when we first sign up. But it's going to be HBO Max, because my wife really likes the It universe and, like Pennywise and stuff like that. And, of course, there's that new show, It, Welcome to Derry, which I've actually heard is really, really good. And so we want to watch that, but we don't have HBO Max. But since they're releasing the episodes once every week, and I guess there's 9 episodes, so we still have a little bit ways to go. But once all the episodes are out, then we're going to put in for HBO Max, go through the free trial, watch all of that, and then kind of just be done with it. And then again, if they end up doing another season of it, Welcome to Derry, then maybe we'll consider adding HBO Max to our streaming services. But right now, it's like, it's not really worth it. Hardly anything is anymore, man. I mean, geez, it's ridiculous. So, physical media is king, and just remember that. Okay. Now, I am on the arms and the legs. And again, we're now over an hour into the stream, so I don't know if I'm going to continue to build this on stream. I'm probably just going to wait. But once this guy is built, expect a review for sure. I even have to get a review out on Kamen Rider Agito, because I built that model kit a couple weeks ago now. Actually, Kuga and Agito look really, really similar. But Agito is built. And again, like and follow Godzilla Fan Freaks over on Facebook and Instagram. That way you stay up to date with like pictures of this stuff once it is completed. Like now that I've gotten this far with Kuga, I'm going to continue building him. Even if I stop the stream, I'm just going to continue building him. And then again, look out for pictures on Facebook and Instagram pages for Godzilla Fan Freaks. And you'll get to see the final product. But since it's fresh in my mind, let me go grab Agito, and I'll show you guys how similar these two are. Which they have said that Kamen Rider Agito is kind of like a Kuga clone, but they each have their own certain looks. Oh, it's Kumanga! And then, I don't know. I'll see if I have time today. Or actually, I actually do have Tuesday off because of Veterans Day. So I actually might take Tuesday to record some figure reviews and content and kind of just get those ready to pump out, you know what I mean, on the channel. But here is Kamen Rider Agito. This was the model kit that I built a couple weeks ago. And then you have Kuga. This is Kuga's ultimate form. So again, but you can see like very, very kind of similar designs. One thing that is cool about this model kit for Agito, which I wasn't sure was going to work very well, but they made it really easy, is Agito ends up having like a powered up form basically, and he kind of bestows a few more like spikes on his horn. And all you got to do is take the one faceplate off, which that's what he looks like with the faceplate off, and then you just attach the other one and pop it in like so, and then there is the other head for Agito. So really, really cool. Again, these model kits, in my opinion, they're a better, cheaper way to go than SH Figure Arts. You build your own figure, and so you get that sense of accomplishment. And again, the articulation is basically just as good. And sometimes, like, the color and plastic color separation is better than the SH Figure Arts figures because those are, like, painted in some areas and stuff like that. But, yeah. So there's Kamen Rider Agito. I'm going to get his normal faceplate back on. I just wanted to show you guys the swaps there. But hopefully Kaiju Chill O'Clock today was fun for everybody. I did see some people post some live chats, so let me get to those really quick. Let's see. Kim said, no, keep going. I am listening and while doing homework, so keep going. Okay, well, you want me to keep going? Then I'll keep going. If you like listening to me talk, then I guess that's a good thing. Bobby Reynolds, what if your dog stole your camera and went to the living room and what? No, oh no, footage. Oh, like if my dog took, if Iggy took control of my camera, yeah, it probably wouldn't be a good thing. But all right. Well, I got a vote from Kim to keep going, so I'm gonna keep on going. So let's see here. All right, let's start with these arms. Again, apologies if there ends up being dead air, you guys. I got to look at the runners. I got to make sure I clip the right pieces. Okay, this is runner B1. I need B17. Okay. If anything, maybe we'll go for like another at least maybe hour. Maybe we'll make this Kaiju Chill O'Clock a little extra long. Let's see. Then I need E. That's E2. Here is E1. Well, I'll go for as long as I can because, again, I got to be careful of my battery life since I don't know where that charging box went. Let me see here. I need E27. The numbers on these runners are actually kind of hard to see because they're black and they're very tiny. So I gotta take time to look for all of those too. E126. Let's see. I need F. There's two F1s. Oh, because there ends up being them on both sides for both arms. So you got multiple pieces with the same number. I'm going to really kind of hyper focus on this kit for a minute just so I can, continue building and showing you guys, the pieces and how it goes together. So again, I apologize for any dead air, but I will think of things to talk about in the meantime, if I can. Oh, F3. But thank you all for who are tuned in today. I appreciate you guys. Just a chill Saturday here. So I was like, you know what? I got some time to kill. So I was like, oh, I'll just pop in on a live stream. Why not? Let's see, E1, 22, and 23. Where are those people? Okay, there's one. So there's E1, 22, and then 23. E1, 28. Ooh. It's okay. Save the piece. Got it. E1, 1. See, if I was more fancy of a YouTuber and live streamer, I would at least have like background music. That way, again, it's not just dead air. But I appreciate the ones who are here. Again, you're just looking at the top of my head. But, yeah. Let's see, F11. F11. Try to go back and forth between all the runners. And you got to make sure you don't clip off a crucial piece. Because if you clip off a tab or something that you need to plug into something else, that's a no-go. Then you basically can't build it anymore. E125. Let's see, here's that one. Okay. Are there any more E's? Let me get all the E pieces out of the way, and then I'll get all the E pieces out of the way, and then I'll go back to the other ones. Let's see here. I need E1 5, E1 7. Oh, these pieces are so tiny. I don't like it. don't like it at all. E1 5, E1 7. E1 3. I mean, I at least might just continue the stream until Son of Godzilla is over, at least. Which it's not quite over yet, but we're getting there. E1 3. Oh, yay. It looks like more stickers are coming up. Yay, love stickers. Okay, all the other pieces are E2s. So I don't need E1 anymore. Now what do I need? I need... Oh, wait. Nope. I do need E1. I missed that one right there. E1 24. Where is it? There it is. I'll check on the live chat here right now. Just give me a second to put that piece down. Just to make sure if there's any questions or anything. Nope, Bobby Reynolds was the last one. All right, anybody has anything they want to put in the live chat, questions, comments? Again, talk about Godzilla Day. Did you buy anything? Have you picked anything up recently? What's new? All that fun stuff. Okay, I need C2 5. F. I need F. Runner F. F4. Okay, there's F4. I need F7. And then I need A10. Okay. Sit. Sit there, runner. Sit there. I need A10. Which is a hand. We have the hand. Okay. Now I need E2. That's B1. Okay, where are my other E's? Here it is. E2, 27 and 26. There's 26. $27. I need B2 because that's B1. Got to be careful not to get the runners mixed up also, you guys. I mean, there's all kinds of certain focuses that you need to pay attention to on these model kits. So you can get very confusing, but again, once you've done these a few times, they're not terrible. I've already clipped all the pieces for the right arm, but I'm just moving on to the left arm. Again, I like to just clip the pieces I need to and set them on the pages next to their pictures. And then once I get the pages all filled out, then I move on to the rest. So I'm on the next arm, clipping pieces for those. Okay, then I need E2 again. E2 22. 23. And when you're building these model kits, one of the best feelings ever is finishing a runner, because then you can just get it out of your way. Clear more space on the table. And then E228. All right, there's all of those. E224. E225. Sorry for saying out the everything in out loud. I'm just trying to keep the stream, you know. Bobby Reynolds, thoughts on the Rebirth of Mothra movies? Okay, good question. See, this is the stuff we need. Anybody has any type of... It doesn't have to be related to necessarily what today's stream is about, because, again, Kaiju Chill O'Clock is about whatever we want it to be about, you know? Unless I do have a set thing that I want to talk about, which, again, we already did. But Rebirth of Mothra trilogy, they're good. I'm partial to Rebirth of Mothra 2. That is my absolute favorite of the trilogy. I know it's, for a lot of fans hate Rebirth of Mothra 2. But Rebirth of Mothra 2, for me, I absolutely love. Dagarla, awesome kaiju. You know what I mean? I love the whole, like, kind of like underwater city, temple, Atlantis type stuff. You know, like, that whole thing did the movie for me, because it's like, that was awesome. Mothra and her different forms and everything were really cool too. The music for Rebirth of Mothra 2, in my opinion, is like the best. It's absolutely awesome. The first Rebirth of Mothra, Death Ghidorah, really cool villain. And then Rebirth of Mothra 3, again, Ghidorah, you know, granted, it's Grand King Ghidorah, really cool design. I'm really glad I have the Bandai figure of that. I have the Bandai for actually all the Rebirth of Mothra villains. I have Grand King Ghidorah, I have Dagarla, and I have Death Ghidorah. All really great kaiju. All the movies have really good music. Good scores. But, like, as a whole, do I go out of my way to watch them a lot? Not really. Just because Rebirth of Mothra was geared towards more of a younger audience. Like Gamera, I like to point this out. Gamera and Mothra switched places in the 90s, because the Gamera trilogy in the 90s, which is some of the best kaiju movies ever, like, ever, okay? They were more serious, they were more dark, and then Mothra was more lighthearted and, you know, easygoing. So it's like, that's the way I like to describe that, is Mothra and Gamera switched places, because Gamera in the Showa era was more geared towards kids and younger audiences. And then it switched. In the 90s, it was more dark, serious, more toned towards an older audience. And then Mothra was toned more towards a younger audience. So, but the Rebirth of Mothra movies aren't bad. They are not bad. Let's see here. I have one more piece on I have two more pieces here on the E2. Does E2 anywhere else on this? E1, D, F, B1, E1, E1, E1. Okay. So we're not coming back to that runner until later, apparently. Let me go through the F here. F11. But yeah. Those are my thoughts on the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy. Where the heck is F11? There's 12. 10. Oh, it's right in front of my face. They just had the number on the opposite side, so I wasn't seeing the number. All right, Kamen Rider Agito, you are actually in the way now, so put you off to the side. CF8. Just give me another minute here, guys. Let me put some hardcore concentration into this. Right now I'm just focusing on whatever letter runner I have in my hand, and I'm just clipping all the pieces for that page. And then I will come back to the others. Because now I am technically clipping pieces for the right leg. Because that is what I'm going down on the page from. F19. F16. Three people on in here, 2 likes again, guys. Atomic blast that like button. Hopefully, Kaiju Chill O'Clock is entertaining for you guys today. It might not be the best Kaiju Chill O'Clock I've had, but that's because I'm trying something new. Probably won't build a model kit on stream again, but we've gone this far. Might as well just keep going with it. Let me see here. Yeah, no, Son of Godzilla is almost over, so I might cut the stream here soon anyway. So any last minute questions, comments, anything, feel free to put them in. Otherwise, I will work on wrapping things up here, just because I don't want the stream mainly to be the top part of my head. F26. But I appreciate everybody who is in here. Kim, thank you for tuning in. You are awesome. Appreciate your viewership. And yes, F26, F20, or wait, that was 24. Whoops, wait a minute, click the wrong piece and put it on the wrong page. That's okay, I can remember. And I just dropped that one. Oh, there it is. All right, what is that? Oh, it's just a little kibble bit that I missed picking up earlier. Okay, there's F26. Okay, I think that's all the F that I need. I don't give any more Fs. E1. Back to E1. See. I feel sorry for Godzilla. Don't worry, they're just gonna hibernate. See, that's why it's like the end of Son of Godzilla for me really isn't sad, because again, they basically explained it in the movie. It's like, oh, they're just hibernating. They're not dying, you know. Son of Godzilla would be a really dark movie if Godzilla and his son both died at the end of the movie. Man, did I miss that piece? Oh, I'll come back to that. E16. And for anybody just now tuning in, thank you. We're actually getting close to wrapping up the stream, though. I am just building a model kit right now, so if you are tuning in, that is what I am doing. E18. And this guy's going to look really cool when he's all done. He's got some cool spikes on his forearms and legs. See, I missed that too. C25. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to finish clipping all that I need here, you guys, and then I'm going to cut the stream after that. I apologize if you want me to keep going. I appreciate it, but there's just something about me and doing a stream and just having dead air, basically. But again, I hope you guys did enjoy the show today for what it was. You know, I kind of didn't have really a plan for today, but it is what it is, you know, as they will say. E119. But yeah, Son of Godzilla just ended. So now it's going to be really, really quiet, even if you could hear it in the background. I don't know if you guys could. But now it's going to get really, really quiet. So I think it'll be good to wrap up the show here. But again, sounds redundant, but I just hope everybody did enjoy what the show was today for what it was. Let me see here. Bobby Reynolds in with a couple more things here. Thoughts on Godzilla shows like the 1994 cartoon where Godzilla is learning to live. Make some. What? Wait, what? I'm not sure, Bobby Reynolds, if I'm familiar. I'm probably am familiar with that, but considering the way that you described it probably shows why I'm not familiar with it. Godzilla makes pancakes and shows what? Yeah, see, I don't even. Nah. That show from 1994, Bobby Reynolds, I am not sure. Wait, I saw the 4 episodes of Godzilla Island show. Thought it was interesting and funny the way they are doing Godzilla and learning about Matt. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I'm not really familiar with that, but I know of it, and that's basically why. That was like maybe really young audience from what I could remember. And then Rich from Wisconsin, great multitasking you got. Hey, I'm probably not the best though. Definitely am not the best because I want to keep you guys entertained as well as I have to focus on what I am doing and make sure I don't clip a wrong piece. But I appreciate everybody who is here. Again, if you haven't hit that like button yet, hit that like button. Atomic blast that like button. Kim, always great to hang out with others while multitasking. LOL, so much homework. I'm sorry about your homework, Kim. You'll get it done, though. You're very smart. And even though it's a pain in the butt, you'll get it done. And then I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, the rest of your day, whatever it is you guys have planned. Again, my weekend is consisting of, let's see, after the stream today, probably just going to finish this model kit. Might do a few other things. Got to go pick up my new stove / oven for the house. So that's going to be fun. Get that all installed and stuff, hopefully. But yeah, that is the rest of my Saturday. And then tomorrow, I'm not sure what's going on. Probably just a chill, relaxing day. Let me see here. E113. But again, guys, make sure you follow, if you have the means, Godzilla Fan Freaks on Facebook and Instagram. And I'll post pictures of this guy once I get them all done, for sure. Let me see. I need E19, E111. Again, once I finish clipping all the pieces for this page, guys, that's where I'm going to cut the stream. So if you do have anything, put it in the live chat. I will get to it here just in a minute. Let me clip this piece here, and then I'll check it. Actually, let me see. Do I need anything else from E here? I need E130 and E134, which is a really small piece. I don't like that. Stop with the small pieces. Oh, man. E1. Man, that is a small piece. Jesus. Ow! And it has a spike on it, too. A very small piece, and it's sharp? Come on. That's not right. Just poked my finger really good. That hurt. Surprised I'm not bleeding. All right. That one. E132, and then I think I'm done with this. Not done with this runner, but done with this runner for now. E132. I'm not sure what I'm going to put on next in the background while I build this model kit. I might throw on something Kamen Rider related, just because it's a Kamen Rider model kit. I might actually throw on Kuga himself. Seems fitting. Okay, what else do I need? What do I need next? Oh, I needed that F piece. That's right. F5. Okay. Now I need D. Where's the D? Here's it is. Where's the D? That could be taken in the wrong context. D10. D5, D8, and D11. Let's see, that was D5, D8. And then D11. Okay. Anything else involving this runner? No. Now I need runner B. I need B2. B2 to be exact. I need B26. B22. Let's see here. I need, let's see, anything else involving B2. Everything else seems to be B1. So now I need B1. See how confusing this can be? B2, B1, F, D1, A1, E1, E2. Especially you have to get the exact number afterwards too. So now I need B120. Give me 1 second, guys. I will get to the live chat here in a minute. I just want to finish clipping everything, and then I'll get to the live chat, answer whatever's there, and then we'll wrap up the show. B117. And again, for those maybe just now tuning in, don't forget to like and follow Godzilla Fan Freaks over on Facebook and Instagram. You guys will see pictures of this guy up later when I get him completed. B116, B115, B113 and 12. Thank you all who did tune in today, though. Really do appreciate it. Again, Atomic Blast that notification bell, guys. That way you get notified when I do go live. And I think that was it. That's all I need. All right, let me get to the live chat here. Answer and talk about what we got here. Bobby Reynolds, they were shown on Monster Island Buddies, I think is what you meant to say. Monster Island Buddies? Oh, that YouTube channel? Wait, what? That doesn't sound right. Maybe you did mean Monster Island Bubbles? Again, Bobby Reynolds, you know some stuff that I don't know. And, you know, that's the fun thing about this, is that there's always going to be fans that don't know about certain other things. Let's see. Rich from Wisconsin, I will have to look that up, Bobby. Okay, yeah, Rich said he's going to look that up. And then, anyone see Kaiju number 8 anime series yet? I've seen bits and pieces of it. I kind of know what it is, Rich, but man, anime is kind of hard for me to get into. My anime library is like super limited. You know what I mean? Anime is not something that I'm like actively like a fan. I don't want to say not a fan of because again, my anime library is basic. Dragon Ball Z because I grew up with it. Love Dragon Ball Z. I love Guyver Bio Boosted Armor. I have the original anime series for that, plus the 2005 remake. Let's see, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I love that anime. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is so much fun. But like, there's a lot of people who are like, oh, check out Demon Slayer, check out Attack on Titan, check out this, that. And it's like, I've seen some of that stuff, but it's like, I can't get into anime the same way I do, like, I want to say, like, kind of regular type media and movies and stuff like that. Anime is really hard for me, if that makes sense. Monster Island Buddies, the guy who does, yeah, okay. Bubbies? Or are you meaning, Bobby, I think you're getting some typos in there because that's what's, I think, getting confusing. But I think I know what you're talking about. But yeah, yeah, and I've seen some clips of Kaiju number 8. It looks pretty cool, but again, it's I don't know if it's something just with me personally, but anime is just kind of hard for me to get into. It has to really, really speak to me. You know what I mean? Even Gundam's kind of all over the place for me. It's like Gundam Wing. I love Gundam Wing. Gundam Wing is awesome. G Gundam Mobile Fighter. I love that one. And then there's some of the other Gundam series and Gundam movies that are cool, but it's like, it's scattered. You know what I mean? So anime is kind of difficult. But from what I've heard, I guess a lot of people do like Kaiju number 8. So if anime is your thing, Rich, I think it's worth checking out. And then you could always fill me in, Rich, on a live stream. You can comment your thoughts about it and stuff. And then maybe I'll give it a shot myself. But other than that, yeah. I've seen some clips and heard about Kaiju number 8. I kind of know the gist of it, but yeah. Anime's difficult for me. But without further ado, you guys, I think that's where I'm going to cut the show. Thank you all for who tuned in. If you haven't yet, please Atomic Blast that like button, Atomic Blast that notification bell. That way you get notified when new videos go up, when I do go live on Saturdays, if I go live on Saturdays at all. Kind of like, keeping it random. And yes, and then Monster Island Buddies. There you go. Okay, yeah, Bobby. Yeah, I know Monster Island Buddies. Yes, funny YouTube channel there. Very, very. I think sometimes adult content jokes mixed in there too for him. But thank you all so much. Atomic thanks, Richard. You're from Wisconsin. You are awesome, buddy. And just thank you all for being here, with me, Godzilla Fan Freaks for Kaiju Chill O'Clock, episode 67. Hope you guys had a good time. If you are rewatching this at a later time, hope it's entertaining. Hope you enjoy the show. And then Bobby Reynolds, we should do a versus topic stream. Okay, I can go back to those. The versus topic streams were fun. But yes, you guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to like and follow Godzilla Fan Freaks over on Facebook and Instagram as well. And we will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.